So a comfortable seat, and Sukhasana is easier sometimes to get into than Virasana, hero's pose. But if hero's pose is your happy place, let me take my sweater on because I know I'm going to swelter here in a bit. And whatever is comfortable for you. So this is more Siddhasana than Sukhasana because my knees are a little wider and I'm tucking one foot in. It just feels nice and soothing. Sitting upright. So sitting tall. And then tucking your thumbs into the palm of your hands and let your hands come to rest on your thighs. This is your anti-anxiety mudra, Adi mudra. Also sometimes translated as the first mudra. It calms our nervous system almost instantaneously. But because also the hands are considered the agent of the heart, so the fascia line from the heart and lungs and pericardium extends all the way down our arms. So when we are using mudras, we directly affect our, not just energy in the body, but physical, but how we are working with the fascia. Adi mudra, for that reason, also helps open the top part of the lungs. So for healthy breathing, this is one also to pull out of the bag. So as you sit, I invite you just to begin to check in with your physical body. And welcome, Meg, good to see you. And so again, just fist with the thumbs on the inside. When the thumbs are on the outside, that's called Musti Mudra. And so I'm just going to invite you just to try that. Take the thumb on the outside, Musti Mudra. And notice if that changes energetically how you feel in your body. This mudra is, as the shape of it may imply, this is get ready to fight mudra. So you may find that actually it tensed up around the heart and the chest. It activates your sympathetic nervous system. So let's go back to Adi Mudra, the calm mudra. There is a time and a place for everything. And moving from your physical self to your energetic self, the breath layer, pranamaya kosha. Begin to deepen your breath into the belly. Deepening and maybe lengthening. If you've been running around all day, your breath may be shorter and more shallow than you realize. So now take a moment, just let it gently begin to expand. And then we'll layer on the Brahmari Mudra. Not Brahmari, pranayama, sorry, not the mudra. Brahmari is the bumblebee, literally translates to the female bumblebee breath. And that is simply humming. And it sounds like this. You only do it on the out breath. You keep your lips closed, but the teeth gently separated. You can place your teeth behind the front upper teeth, or your tongue. You can place your tongue behind your upper teeth. But if that's uncomfortable, don't bother. Just let your tongue rest wherever it needs to rest. We'll start just with 3 repetitions. And don't try to follow me. Just do whatever comes natural on the out breath. Don't worry about the pitch. So let the sound just come as it will. Let's take a breath in. And just pause and feel now after these three. Keep your eyes closed. And what do you notice? This breath practice is really great for depression because it helps elevate the vibration of your body literally. But it's also really good for anxiety because it gives the monkey mind an anchor. It elongates the out breath just by making the sound. It is like an audible ujjayi breath. We did ujjayi last week. And here we put sound on it. So we're going to repeat it one more time. This time we're going to go for 6 repetitions. And again, once you conclude your 6, and just sit with your eyes closed, with the relaxed belly breathing, and feel, sense your body and your mind. So let's take a breath in. And then on the next out breath, relax the mudra. And then open your eyes. Let's switch the cross of the legs. Unless that's not comfortable, you can stay where you are. And we'll inhale, we'll draw the arms up overhead, interlace the fingers, press the palms up. Let's stretch to the right. Breathing in to the right lung, the bigger one of the two. And inhale to center, and we'll go to the left. So going straight to the side so that you're not rolling or rounding forward. Let's inhale up. Let's twist to the right. And exhale to center. Let's go to the left. And return back to center. Interlace the fingers again. Other thumb on top. Other thumb on top. Press the palms forward. And again, take the arms to the sky, reaching up. Now take the chin towards the chest. Pull the elbows towards one another, but let the chin just relax down. This heavy bowling ball that we carry around all day. And then inhale, let's take the arms up, and the head up, and release the arms down. Roll the shoulders several times, each direction. About 2 or 3. You get really stuck here. So an easy one to do throughout the day. And we'll take the legs out in front, take the hands behind, and just pump the legs. Just do a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle with the legs, getting circulation back in. And then bring the soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. And do gentle little butterfly pumps. So nothing big and hard. So we just want to talk to the connective tissue, but not overly so. And then from here, let's take the knees back together. Extend the legs out in front. And then let's come on to all fours. Now, I invite you to have a couple of blocks at the top of your mat. I'm gonna move my candle out of the way here. And then in tabletop, we'll tuck the toes under and draw back to puppy pose. You know, I like to start here. Don't make it too hard. We need to tell the body and get it ready for movement. So gently inhale, coming up into our tall cobra. Keep the elbows straight as you lift the heart. And exhale, pull back, tractioning the spine a wee bit here. And inhale, go up again. So just going back and forth. Easy peasy. If you have been diagnosed with osteopenia or osteoporosis, I recommend that you don't round the spine as you go up, that you come straight up. But if you haven't, go ahead and roll it up. Flipping the toes as you go back and forth. So as you forward, the tops of the feet are on the mat, and as you pull back, the toes are tucked under. One more time. And then let's draw back to puppy pose. Walk the hands now to the right side of the mat so that your left hand is right at the edge on the right side. Draw the left hip back and flip the left arm over. Flip the left, so either on the pinky side or on the back of the hand. Now let's pull the right arm down so that the wrist is right under the elbow. That's bent at 90 degrees. Let your head just rest on your left arm. There's little leads for it right there. Don't make it too hard. So now we're adding both lateral length, lateral stretching, but with twist. So let's take a breath in, reach out through the left fingers. And as you exhale, press into your right hand to twist to the right side, twisting to the right side. Lengthening again as you inhale, reach out through the left palm and fingers. And exhale, pressing in to your right hand. So the palm is on the floor and you can press in to facilitate the twisting to the right. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, reach, lengthen the whole left side, and exhale, twist. Extend the right arm out and then meander the hands now to the left side. So the right palm is on the left edge, the long side of the mat. So now I'm just doing a side bend, starting here. Draw the right hip back. And then turn your right palm. So you either on the pinky side or the palm is facing up. And let your head just come to rest now on your upper right arm. Slide the left hand down. So it is under your left elbow. Left elbow is bent at 90 degrees. And again, let's begin the twisting. Inhale, lengthen into your right hand. Exhale, twist by pushing gently into your left hand. Let go a little bit as you inhale. And exhale again, twist a little bit more to the left. I'm going to do that one more time. Twisting on the out breath. And let's take the left arm out long. Meander back to center. When we inhale again, up to our tall cobra. Flipping the toes. This time, lift the knees with upward facing dog. And draw back. Downward facing dog. Now, if puppy is a better choice for you tonight, I invite you to just come into that pose instead. You're still tractioning the spine. It's still an inversion, but it doesn't put a lot of pressure on wrist or shoulders. Let's take the dog for a little walk. A little bit more length. The back of the legs. Now lifting up onto the tiptoes, all the way up on the tiptoes. Lift the hips, bend the knees, and then slowly straightening the legs by pulling the heels back. We're getting a big spinal traction. Look up on the inhalation. As you exhale, walk or step the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, look up, half forward fold, take the hands to the hips and press on the in-breath all the way up. And we are in mountain pose. Boom. Just standing in Tadasana. Grounding into the heels. Lengthening up through the crown of the head. So fingertips are pulling downward. Same as your tailbone, but the sternum draws upwards. So we're pulling the midsection apart, ribs lifting upward, but the pelvis, the hips draws down. Inhale, draw the arms out and up. And exhale, forward fold. So we're moving into sun salutations. It is week of winter solstice. Looking up and exhale. Let's take the right leg back. Take the right leg back and bring the knee down. And if your knee is saying, oh, I sure wish I had a blanket right here, put a blanket under your knees. Just put one right in the center of the mat. Take your blocks and take them on the high level. On the high level. And then let the left knee draw forward. And then let's draw the hips back. Lift the front of the left foot. Get a little hamstring event. Inhale, come forward again. Lift the heart. So we're going between flexion and extension of the hips. We're also getting a little bit of a back bendy action in the spine going forward. And more of a forward fold going back. The two categories that we work with a lot in our yoga practice. And then the third category is, of course, twisting. And the fourth are inversions. And that about sums it up, I think. Now, next time you come forward, staying forward, lift the heart, lift the heart, lift the heart. And then move the blocks out of the way. Step back to downward facing dog or puppy pose. And then inhale forward to upward facing dog. Keep the toes tucked under. And exhale, downward facing dog. Looking up on the inhalation, step the right foot up between the hands, helping it along. And let's take the left knee down. Left knee comes down. Again, let's take the tall blocks. So we get a little height. And then as you exhale, draw the hips back, roll onto the back of the right heel. Just go back and forward. So we did the big hip event last week. Now we're doing essentially the same poses while we're adding twists, but standing, so it becomes grounding rather than expanding. We need both. Next time you come forward, let's stay forward. Lift the heart, lift the heart. Because the front knee is not weight bearing, we are allowed by the yoga police to take the knee forward off the ankle, but only because it is not weight bearing. In the high lunge, we're going there shortly, that is a nay, 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 big nay, nay, nay. Now, with the back toes tucked under, lift the knee up just a wee bit, the left knee, give it a little buck, and step up into a forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, bend the knees, sweep the arms out and up, big sun rising. And exhale, hands together, heart center. Inhale, draw the arms out and up. Exhale, bend the knees. Utkatasana. Utkatasana. Reaching up through the fingertips where we sit down, keep the spine long. So if the shoulders are making you round the spine more, simply drop the arms down, but keep the spine high. Just drop the arms down, but keep the spine high. Now forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Bend the knees again. Bend the knees again and place your right forearm across your knees. Right forearm across the knees. Take your left thumb to your left hip crease, and we're going to twist. Lengthen through the crown of the head, and as you exhale, twisting to the left, twisting to the left. Your right forearm's job is to make sure that you are not moving your knees, that they stay exactly where you placed them. And let's exhale back to center. Come into the forward fold again, straightening the knees as much as available. And then inhale, looking up again. Exhale, bend the knees. Place your left forearm across the thighs. Right thumb hooks into the hip crease. And exhale, begin to twist to the right. Keep the knees exactly where they are. You can feel it, they're moving under your left forearm. And you go, nay, nay, nay. Hug your hips together. So squeeze one towards the other, stabilizing the pelvis and the hips. And exhale back to center, hands to the blocks, forward fold again. Inhale, look up, flat back, and exhale. Now we step the left leg back. Take the left knee down. And then take your block, your left block, and put it on the middle or low level. Place your left hand on the block and take your right hand to the outer right knee. Right hand to the outer right knee. And that's to keep it exactly where we're leaving it here. Press the hand into the knee, knee into the hand, and check that your knee is over the ankle because we are about to take flight. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, press the left heel back. Now we're now in the high lunge. Press your right hand down into the block, but use your, left hand, use your right hand to facilitate twisting. Powerful left leg, long and strong. Muscle squeezing around bone, Now, if it's available, take your right arm out to the side, parallel to the ground, pulling it towards the sky and overhead. So revolved high lunge, a very close cousin to revolved side angle pose, but a little easier to navigate. And exhale, take the hands down, bring the hands onto the mat. And we step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to upward facing dog or tall cobra with the knees down. It is whatever feels better for your body tonight. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Looking up as you inhale, and we step the left foot up, take the right knee down. Take your block, place it next to your left foot. So when you look down at your right hand and your left foot, they are now in Tadasana feet, maybe slightly apart. Left hand to the outer left knee, teaching it where it needs to stay. Remember, center of the knee tracks over the second toe. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, and exhale, we begin to twist. Keep the knee over the second toe, over the ankle. One more breath, twist, twist, twist. Pull the right heel back. In the high lunge, hug the hips inward, hug the hips in. You can keep your left hand on your knee if that helps it stay where we want it to stay. Or again, take it out to the side, bring it to the sky, and reach it over the head. Now keep an eye on your left knee, sneaky. Knees are incredibly sneaky. Breathing, moving. And exhale, let's take the left hand down. Taking the hands again onto the blocks. It can be high, medium, low. A little knee bump on the right to step up, forward fold. And inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms out and up, rising sun. And exhale, hands engage to the heart and release the hands down. Mountain pose again. I see articles of clothing just flying around. So yes, we're heating up a little bit. This is a warm practice. It is a cold day, so we want a practice that has a little bit of tapas, a little bit of heat. In the summer months, we don't really want a lot of heat in our practice. We want cooling practices. So always balance the practice to your environment. Now, that's a little more classical. Now on the next go about, we're gonna add the open hip poses. It'll be warrior two and side angle pose. On your in-breath, let's sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, half forward fold. And exhale again, lead back with the right. Spin the right heel down. So toes are now pointing not all the way out to the right side of the mat. So it turned out about a lot from having the heel straight back. So sometimes we say 10 to 15 degrees, but that's really if they were completely facing the mat. So turn your foot forward a little bit. Walk your hands up to your left knee. Let's negotiate this place here for a moment. Get a little time so we can get the four corners of your right foot on the mat. Four corners of the right foot on the mat. So that was a lesson 2 weeks ago. Big toe mound down. Inner heel, ground it, and then tighten the jaw lid to the outer heel, and then lengthen forward to the pinky toe. Got our suction cup, same thing on your left foot. So now, leading with the right hand, sweep the arm forward, up and back. We're in warrior two. Let's take our left arm under the right for eagle arms. Eagle arms, twirling the arms together. If this is uncomfortable, bring the forearms together or give yourself a hug. So do the variation that works for you. Have the left arm under the right. Now inhale, straightening your left leg, and then bend it again. Inhaling, straighten. And as you straighten it, can you bring the pelvis neutral so that it's not dipping down to the left side? Bending and straightening. Now let's hold it. Draw the elbows up to shoulder height. Relax the shoulders down. And then bow the chin to the chest. Like a calm and contemplative warrior. Eagle focus. This gets us ready for side angle pose. So let's bring the arms out. Reaching out over the left leg. Take your left forearm to the inner left knee or thigh, and then take the arm overhead. If this bothers your shoulder, take the hand behind the back instead. Perfectly fine. This opens the entire side seam. Create space. With your left hand on the inner knee, we create another bind. So you press the hand into the knee into the hand. Can you get a little bit more rotation? Feel how your outer right hip is hugging in a little tighter. Pull the head of the thigh bone deep into the socket, pulling it into the socket as you ground into the back heel. And exhale, let's take the hands down. So we come back through the high lunge. So we can step back through downward facing dog. Draw the hips back. And then again, inhale either of dog or tall cobra. Lift the heart. And exhale. We go back. Downward facing dog. Looking up on the inhalation, step the right foot up. Spin the back heel down, heel lining up to heel. And again, let's walk our way up. It's like the base camp. We're not in a hurry to get to the top. We want to make sure that everything is safe. Left foot. Big toe mount. Lifting and spreading the toes can be helpful as always. Inner heel. Tighten the jaw lid to the outer heel. And the pinky toe mount. Sweep the left arm forward, up and back. And again, we are in Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. Take your right arm under the left for eagle arms. Right arm under the left for eagle arm. So you must behave. Your teacher is standing here with my back towards you. Draw the shoulders down, but lift the elbows up. Straighten your right knee and bend it. Go back and forth. Exhale, bend the knee. And inhale, straighten it. You can peek down at the knee. Does it track straight forward to the second toe? Next time you bend it, let it stay here. Bowing the chin towards the chest, eagle arms. Steady breath, steady pose. We'll open up the arms. Reach out over the right leg. Take the forearm again to the inner knee or thigh. Palm is facing up. So the shoulder is open, and sweep your left arm overhead. Reaching from the outer left heel through the fingertips. As you continue to rotate the heart upward, heart rotates up. I'm gonna have a look-see. Looking splendid, challenging pose. That I do know. And then exhale, sweep the arm down to the floor. We're gonna travel again through our high lunge, our little knee bend on the left to pop forward, forward fold. And inhale, bend the knees and sweep the arms out and out. And palms again at heart center. Tadasana. Pause, breathe, and feel what is going on in the body. So we started with lunges, closed hips, with an open hips. Now we're going to close it up again with warrior one. Inhale, let your sun rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, half forward fold, flat back, and step the left foot back. So not quite as far back as we did with warrior two, as we did on the right side. This time, spin the heel down, but only enough where you can get the heel on the floor. So now your left foot is turning forward. Not straight forward like the right, because that would take a very, very long Achilles tendon. More up towards the left corner of the mat. Bend your right knee and straighten it. Bend it again. Now, as you bend the knee, it's okay if your back heel comes up a wee bit. And we're going to keep it bent. Keeping it bent. Now again, let's walk the hands to the right knee. The front leg is weight bearing, so we have to make sure that it doesn't travel forward off the foot, or it falls in or outward. Second toe, second toe. Now you get a little bit of a calf stretch back there, I know. Now inhale and sweep the arms up. Sweep the arms up, reaching up, reaching up, reaching up. As you sit down. If this is uncomfortable for your arms, bring the palms together at heart center. Instead, it's okay. Really fire up your left glute. Fire up your left glute. That is helping with the hip extension. Reach, lift. Breathe. And then exhaling, and take that back. Inhale, straightening your front knee. Let's take the hands behind the back. Roll the shoulders up and down the back. Roll the shoulders up and down. Lifting the arms upward, up, 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 up. And then let's bend forward, bending down over the right leg. Parsvottanasana. Yep, that is a hamstring stretch. Breathing. With the hands, we keep the spine long, long and lift it. Hug your hips towards one another. Draw them towards one another, towards the midline. And now release the hands. Let's place the hands on the blocks. Hands are on the blocks. Bend the front knee, and we're going to take the back heel up. So we get ready for flight. Bend the front knee. Walk the blocks forward. So we come into a three-legged tall table. Lift the back leg. Lift the back leg. Powerful lift. And maybe you planned a little bit better than I did. Take your right arm forward. So balancing half, almost warrior three pose. Almost warrior three pose. Or keep both hands on the blocks. Perfectly fine. And exhale, lower the left leg down. And forward fold. Inhaling, half forward fold. We're going to move the blocks back, each side of the foot. And this time, step the right leg back. That's right, isn't it? Somebody give me a thumbs up. Spin the heel down. Spin the back heel down. Notice as you do so, how your right hip traveled back. As you bend your left knee, can you get the right hip forward a little bit? Straighten the left knee again. Keep the right hip forward. Just go back and forth. Just showing the body what it is we're looking for. And we'll bend again. This time, walk the hands up to your left knee. Hands to the left knee. This is a pose I call the ponderer. Like you're talking to a very short person. Hello. Here, your legs and your hips are in the warrior one formation. We just need to add the rest of the body. So the right hip keep moving forward, moving forward. And let's take the arms up, either the sky, reaching up, reach, lifting the ribs upward. But let the pelvis sink down. Draw the elbows towards one another as you reach up, reach up, reach up. Powerful arms. This is proud warrior, proud warrior. And again, your right glute is working, squeezing back there to help the hip flexors open. After all that sitting, let's take the hands down. Oh, not to the blocks. I almost got ahead of myself. We're going to interlace the hands behind, and let's take the other thumb on top. Now draw your right hip forward again, and then lift the arms, lift the arms. And then we draw forward. Parsvottanasana again, intense side stretch to the east is the name of this pose. Lengthening the crown of the head out over your left leg. Keep your right hip coming forward. And if this is really, really challenging, go ahead and just take your hand to the blocks. It's okay. It's okay. Lengthening, grounding, breathing. Hopefully smiling, not cussing. And take your hands to the blocks now. We are ready for our Warrior 3 event. So lift the back heel up, you're back into the high lunge. Walk the blocks forward and lift the right leg up. Powerful lift of the leg. Hug the hips together. Hug, hug, hug. Hug, strong hug of the hips. And maybe taking the left arm forward. Now you can take it out to the side. You can take it back. Keep lifting. Pull the abdomen in and up. Pull the abdomen in and up. And let's take the right leg down to the left. Hands on the blocks. Forward fold. Inhaling, half forward fold, hands to the hips, press all the way up. Mountain pose again. I say we're doing really good. So now a very nice twist, standing twist. It's the friendlier version of revolved triangle, which it's not very friendly, but revolved wide-legged forward fold, very friendly. So if you know your hamstrings are a little snug today, take your blocks and just place them on the long edge of your mat. Let's take the hands to the hips. And then on an in-breath, step the feet wide apart. Wide apart. Bending the knees so that let me turn so you can see my side view. That's going to be a better view. So as you bend the knees, keep your weight back, keep your hips back. And then draw the elbows back. Draw the elbows back. Breathing. You look like my new roommate here at my house, a bearded dragon named Rudy. So let your beard just really puff up here. Inhale, lengthening up through the front spine, and exhale, hinge forward. Hold on to the back bend. And then take your hands either to the mat or to the blocks, to the height that your body needs for you to maintain a little bit of a back bend. That may also mean that you're bending your knees. So negotiate your spine with your hamstrings. It is one long continuous line. The fascia, the connective tissue in our bodies. You know, about 10 years ago, nobody knew a thing about fascia. At least not that they were telling anybody. And now we are learning so much. There are more nerve endings in our fascia than in our muscles. So we want to maintain an elastic and spacious fascial sheath for our body. Walk your left hand center, so it's right under your face. Right under your face. Take your right hand to your hip, right hand to the hip. Lengthen through the crown of the head and ground your feet down firmly, the four corners, tightening the jaw. And then push the left hand down to twist, twisting to the right. And then exhale, let's come out of the twist. Inhale, we go back in. Keeping your pelvis where you left it. If they want to follow along, so only go as far into the twist as comfortable for you. And now on our third go around, maybe take your right arm to the sky. Press the left hand down as you take the right up and keep your feet super grounded, super grounded. Weights in the heel, weights in the heel. And exhale, right hand comes down. Replaces where the left is. We take the left hand to the left hip. And as you exhale, twisting to the left. And back a little bit again. And again, exhale, press the right hand down, drive it into a little bit more of a twist. And we'll release down. And this is our keeper, drawing into the twist. And then again, maybe take your left arm up. But keep it on the hip or on the sacrum. So get the hands as wide as you can. Remember the agents of the heart. And exhale, take your left hand down. And now walk the hands forward for wide-legged downward facing dog. Walk the hands forward, wide-legged downward facing dog. Keep the hips back. Over the heels, hips back over the heel. So a wonderful inversion. In many ways, easier than downward facing dog because we're not bearing down on the hands. And here you can put your hands up on blocks. Draw the hips back, traction your spine longer and longer and longer. And let's walk the hands back under the shoulders, looking up. And toe heel, a couple of times. Take the hands to the hips and press all the way up. Let's step the feet together. Tadasana. Woo-wee. Now, almost at the buffet table, but first, let's come onto our back. Take your blocks with you. For can't have this class without our really immune system booster, which is the pretty carny. So remember, don't try to lay down over a block. You're gonna lay down first, then you're gonna bend the knees as if you're doing bridge pose. And then we're gonna slide the block under. So on your back first, all the way down, then lift the hips. Start on your low height. Start on the lowest height of your blocks. Block is under the sacrum, not in your low back. It's very solid, thick, sturdy bone, 5 fused vertebrae. Did you know they don't fuse until we're teenagers? How crazy is that? But then they are really fused. Good thing it knows to stop there and not fuse all the way up the spine. Now with the arms down alongside, draw the shoulders together. Draw the shoulders together so the chest is lifting. Now inhale, press the feet down, lifting up into bridge pose. And exhale, lowering down. I'm going to ask you to observe the 4 corners of your feet. So big toe mount, inner heel, outer heel, tightening the jaw lid, and then pinky toe, let's lift up again. Bridge pose. And lowering down. And then lifting again. Now you may either flip your block onto the medium height lever or stack another block on top, 2 low height blocks, one on top of the other. So we took the hips up a little higher. You may also decide that where you were was just the right place for you to be. You can stay here. For Viparita, let's take the right knee in, drawing it towards the chest, and then draw the left knee in. Keep the back bend from bridge pose. Keep the back bend so you are flat on your sacrum rest on the block, and then take your legs to the sky, straightening the knees. So keeping the back bend, shoulders drawing together, heart lifted. So Viparita Karani is a cross between bridge pose and shoulder stand. And we know bridge pose is Setubandha Sarvangasana and shoulder stand is Salamba Sarvangasana. So we could call this sort of Ardha Salamba Sarvangasana, half shoulder stand. We have all of the actions except not the strain of a full shoulder stand or the worry about compressing our neck. Now to release from this pose, bend the knees down. Pull the right knee closer to the chest as you lower the left foot down. Lower the left foot back down into our bridge position. And then take the right leg down with control. And now let's re-engage the multifidi muscles, the muscles that helps us with sacral stability. Inhale, press the feet down and squeeze the buns. And relax. And do that again. Inhale, press the feet down, squeeze. You do that 3 more times. And then once you've done it, about 5 times, you're gonna lift up just high enough where you can slide the block out and let your back come all the way down. Before you hug the knees in, let your back body just get accustomed. Visit with this place of neutrality. We went from a back bend, and if you right away pull the knees to the chest, then we are telling that we don't let the body get acclimatized to neutral. But again, I honor what you need to do for your wellness. Now we'll hug the knees in. Hug the knees in. Pull the knees to the chest. Take the knees wider and rock from side to side. I like little circles, massaging my lumbar spine. Again, if there is a catch in the hip joints from the standing poses we did, this can help release. Let's go both directions. And then a little knee squeeze again. And then take the feet down and then roll over and sit up. I'm going to show you a suggestion for Shavasana, for which I'm using 2 blankets and my blocks. The blocks, 2 blocks, I'm putting them side by side on the middle height. And then I'm taking my blanket and I'm folding it in the so-called hot dog fold and placing it right on top of the blanket. I don't like the sharpness of the blocks digging into the back of my leg, so I place the blanket just right across. Can you see it, Janice? So it's just resting right on top. So now I got this little, looks like a little house. My second blanket, I fold it in a hamburger fold, so I'm gonna go narrow. I'm sorry, not narrow, I'm gonna go wider on this one here. And this I'm gonna place for the head. So this is gonna take a little bit of jigginess to get into. The head blanket, you're gonna fold the corners down. So you're creating a little nest. So I'm folding the corners under. The corners for my shoulder corners. So I create a little indentation for my head, like I said, a little nest to lay into. Now for the blocks, and this is just again my personal preference, I want them to pivot, to tip when I come down. But first I need to come down and make sure that everything is where it needs to be. I slide my little head nest back, but then I'm gonna move the blocks forward. So now the side of the blocks supports my calf, but I don't have a flat block end up behind my knee. So there's a little bit of shift forward, and then I move my head block into my head blanket, my little head nest into the right place, and then I relax my arms to the sides. Just check in, is it comfortable? Make any adjustments that you need to make, and that can be remove all of this gear and just lay flat if that's a better choice for your body. When we bend out the knees in this way, we put the psoas in a slack position so that our low back can rest a little easier. As you rest the hands out to the sides, I invite you to, again, recreate the Adi Mudra. Tuck your thumbs into the palm of your hands. And then silently do Brahmari Pranayama. So you will do a humming without humming. When we don't generate a sound, whether it is a mantra repetition, the bija sounds for the chakras, or the most powerful of all our sounds. When we don't vocalize, we keep that sound within. We get more benefit, rising our vibration. A high level of vibration is wellness. The less vibration, the more dis-ease we encounter. When there is no vibration, we have passed on. So you are infusing your body, your physical self. By the use of your energy layer, you are infusing it with a higher vibration. For wellness. Now letting go of the Brahmari breath and let go of the holding of the mudra. Let your body relax completely. No effort. Gently begin to deepen your breath. You can wiggle fingers and toes to bring awareness to your physical self. Bend up the knees. And again, give the body an invitation for the movement that you're creating by rocking your knees gently from side to side several times before you roll all the way over onto your right or left side. As you rest on your side, pause. Pause here. Your body, your breath, your mind, the three entities that Hatha Yoga balance. Rasha Yoga, the 8 limbs of yoga, is when we go deeper yet. Though you can't tend to one without affecting all the others. So all of you is tended to. Using your arms and hands to press into the floor, to come up into a comfortable seated posture. Let's bring our palms together at heart center. Closing with the chant for peace. Om Shanti, 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 Om. Om, as I said earlier, is the most powerful of all our mantras. So when in doubt, just invoke that one because it supercharges everything else. Please join me. Let's take a deep breath in. Om Shanti, 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 Om. Exhale and bow your head towards your heart, to your inner light, the light that helps light up everybody's world. And may there be peace with your inner light. And may there be peace in your life. And may there be peace in the world that we all share. Let's draw the gaze up. Namaste. Thank you.